Hello guys, this is Jones10395 with another Airsoft video for you today. This will be on brainstorming ideas to make your custom Airsoft gun, whether it be an SMG, assault rifle, sniper rifle, or anything in between that. This is really universal for anyone who's customizing. You can either make your own accessories, something I like to do a lot, or simply buy them, which is I did a mix of things for this one. The only thing I made actually is my internal suppressor. But this will just be brainstorming, so it's gonna be kind of getting your train of thought going on how you want your gun to look, or just how you want it to be or operate in the end. So what I did was I was just thinking, if I were a real operator or something, what would I want my gun to be? I didn't necessarily think of the environment I was playing in, although you may want to take that into account, but for me, I usually play in a field setting, not in a CQB setting, so that's obviously why I went with the full-length AR style. So I was just thinking, I want to be able to customize it in terms of accessories on the gun, so that's why I got the free flow rail system. I just looked at this gun as if it were a real gun, so I thought what would improve the accuracy, the handling, and how long I could carry it for. So I wanted to make the ergonomics of it very good, and I didn't care about the weight too much because I can handle it, but some people are like that. I think this weighs around, I'm going to say 8 to 10 pounds. It's a pretty decent heavy gun. Everything is metal on it apart from the pistol grip and the stock. But anyways, I want to be able to customize it, so that's why I got the free float rail system. I didn't get a Magpul rail or kind of forearm for this because, once again, I want to be able to put anything on it. And in real life, a free float rail system increases the accuracy of your weapon system because it doesn't touch the barrel at all like your normal M16 rails or M4 rails would. So I wanted the free float rail system for that reason also. Put the Magpul grip on here because I wanted to be able to be very comfortable when shooting this or anything like that, and improve just how long I could stay with the gun, you know, so I don't really think anyone has had any problems with your grips being uncomfortable, but if you do, upgrade your grip. And this, to me, is as ergonomic as I want it to be. It fits my hand very nicely, and it just has an overall great feel to it. And if you notice, I didn't change out the stock because I like the stock and I need to fit my LiPo battery in there. I'll talk about that later. So yeah, I also changed out the plastic receiver because I wanted to go for realism, so I put it in as an aluminum receiver. I took out the gray plastic one. Everything functions on this. Actually, it moves but doesn't function like this. Forward assist, you can push it in, but it doesn't have any function. Dust cover, you can charge it, rack it back, and then reveals your hop up, which I also got a new gearbox because I wanted to have long range performance and I wanted to have a higher FPS and handle heavier BBs, so I can also improve my accuracy. So you can think of a heavier BB. I use a .25 now, I don't use 20s anymore. You can think of a heavier BB as kind of like your 7.62 round for Airsoft. Not really, but I'm just comparing. So you can reach out farther with it and you have more power. Airsoft, your stopping power doesn't matter at all because you just have to call your hit. It doesn't matter how much it hurts or if it hurts at all. So I went with the bigger round just because I wanted to reach out farther and have improved chance of hitting my target. But before I talk about the gearbox a bit more, I also put in the I guess you can call it a match grade barrel, but it's a 6.01 millimeter tight bore barrel. It's aluminum, so it's light. Not that little bit of aluminum is gonna make a difference, but every little bit counts. So it's a light, full length inner barrel. I'll take my homemade suppressor off, and it runs all the way out to here. So yeah, it just, you know, your tight bore. I just want to improve accuracy over long ranges and also increase my FPS. And it's advertised about 10 to 30 FPS increase. which I can see that, I believe that, because more air is used and stuck behind the BB, and none slips past and doesn't get used. So back to gearbox, I got an M120 spring in it because I didn't want to lose rate of fire and trigger response time. Back then I still had my nickel metal hydride battery, and I just still wanted to have a really quick trigger response and, you know, good FPS and all that stuff. So I got the M120 spring because I don't want it to be a sniper rifle, even though it's kind of set up to be a sniper rifle right now. They just want a normal assault rifle. So I went with that. And I also, after that, because my trigger response time was really low, I was shooting around like 600 or 700 rounds per minute, and trigger response time was probably, I would say about half of a second after I pulled the triggers when they're on and out, because I had a low power nickel metal hydride battery. So I went with the LiPo, and this, like everyone says, it's a great battery, and this is a Firefox 2300 milliamp. It's a 3-cell li-poly battery, lithium polymer battery. Trigger response time is almost instantaneous. That's all I can say. It's almost instantaneous, and the rate of fire is very high. It's probably around 900 now instead of 300, so increase. I don't have a chrono or anything to measure that. I'm just estimating, but I don't really like to use full automatic. I like to go semi so I can have, you know, controlled patterns and shooting and all that stuff. But so yeah, I wanted to have the long range capabilities with this, even though it's kind of a closer medium range engagement weapon. So what I have it set up. I just want to be pinpoint accurate. So with accuracy, you have to be able to use your weapon the right way and be comfortable with it. As I've been saying, the ergonomics. So I got the mag pull, and I got the Garter ergonomic foregrip here, which is very nice. And if you want, you could hold on to the free float. I don't mind holding on to rails. I just like to have a foregrip, because after a while it kind of gets, it doesn't feel natural after a while holding your gun like that. To me, it doesn't. So yeah, I have a scope on here right now. I can reach out far ranges, so that's a good idea to have a scope on there. But I will usually have my GNP holographic sight. I have a review on this if you want to see it. So yeah, my holographic sight looks pretty damn cool on this. I can take the scope off right now. So if I have my sniper rifle with me and I'm using this as kind of a backup or something, I can put this on my sniper rifle, and then I can have my holographic sight on my custom M16, which I wanted everything about it to be custom, to be mine, make it my own, not like every other M16 or AR-15 style weapon you see on the field today. Didn't open it up enough. So I don't even call it an M16 anymore. I made an acronym up for it. I call it the Slayer, Suppressed Long Range Assault Rifle. So that's pretty darn cool, I think. So yeah, this is how it looks with my holo on it. Pretty damn cool. And you can run this either suppressed or unsuppressed, whichever you prefer. You know, you've got the 20-inch long internal suppressor here. So this is what is exposed, and it doesn't even suppress at all. It just makes it look like a suppressor. It also makes it sound different. Kind of a nice thud instead of a snap or a crack that it used to sound like. So that's cool. So it hangs off 3 inches over the muzzle, if you can see that. You have to take off the orange flash hider for this. So, and all this is PVC pipe, and I put pool noodles in there. I glued them in there so it doesn't scratch the paint off of the barrel or anything like that, and it grips the barrel nice and tight. And put some electrical tape, if you saw that, so it grips the inside. It also presses on the barrel and presses out on the free float rail system, so that it won't fall off or anything, because I actually had trouble with it. It was falling off when I was running around one time. I didn't want that to happen anymore. So the tape solved that problem. So one last note for this. Another thing you want to take into account is which gun you're going to buy, or which gun you already own and you want to customize. I have a G36, M24, and obviously this guy. But if you haven't bought your gun already, you want to make sure it's a gun that you like, obviously. It can do you need it to do, like at the field you're playing at, whether it be CQB or long range or medium range in the field. So you have to pick that correctly, or you can upgrade to a tight board and grab an MP5 and take it to the field, which I've done that before and I had a lot of success with, and I know a lot of other people do that too. But if you're going to go on the field, you might want maybe your AK, your G36, or AR-15 style gun. And if you're going to pick kind of a gun that's out there, like say an F2000, it's not necessarily uncommon, but there's not a lot of customization you could do to it in terms of external looks. You can obviously paint it, you can put a foregrip on it or whatever, but you can't completely change it or change it to where it doesn't look exactly like it, and you can make it your own. But that's what I want to do. I want to make it my own, make it different. So let's take that into account. Like your guns, like your G36, AK, and AR-15 style guns, there's like numerous amounts of accessories out there, from your trigger guard down here to your whatever, your magazine release and your stock or receiver even. So there's just so much you can do, there's so much you have to take into account on your brainstorming ideas for customizing your gun. So I hope this helped you in your thought process. If not, leave your comment below, and if you've already done a custom rifle, let me know what it looks like. What'd you do to it and how'd you make it? Let me know in the comments or whatever. But other than that, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.